story, that same story. Like, you know, how I was behind a cubicle struggling, went to Dubai, came back 6 months later. I was out. I was working from home.
All right. Hey, beautiful.
Hey, how are you?
Good. So, so go ahead. So you first came across me, MLSP, you said?
Yeah, I want to say like, I think when I first came to dabble online, it had to be 2011, 2012. I think it was around that time. And I think I just started kind of hearing how people were promoting network marketing businesses on social media. And I was part of, I think I was part of like one of these traditional MLMs. And I still didn't understand the value of MLSP at that time. But I ended up coming back around to internet marketing in 2013. And I just stayed put this time around instead of just giving up and just going away.
Right.
I just made a decision that I was going to come on and I was going to figure it out. If I fail, I'm just stay in the game and just keep going.
Right.
That's where I am right now.
So your background was network marketing?
Yeah.
What company was that?
Which companies?
Right? Which companies?
So like, I had like, 9-to-5 jobs or whatever, but, I always wanted that, the first time was like I want to say it was like an Avon meeting. I went to Avon and I was like, okay, that's a good way to earn extra income. And then another company, it ended up being ACN.
Oh my, you were in ACN. I was in ACN actually.
Yeah. And you watch that DVD and everybody's on the yachts and the boats, and I'm like, now that's living right there. So
right.
I did ACN, then I went to Artist, I did ViSalus.
Artist. Wow, ViSalus.
Yeah, I did ViSalus. And
wow.
those are the main ones that I did. And I failed at all of them. I did a little bit better in ViSalus. Just because I think their marketing was kind of pretty decent at the time. It was the buy 3 or get 1 for, it was something. I can't remember what it was, but it was really genius at that particular time. And it was going viral. So I had a little bit more success with ViSalus. So that's the reason why I came online to start trying to figure out how can I blow up, my ViSalus business. So that's how
it was a lot of people that was in MLSP back then too that joined ViSalus. If I'm correct, even the founders, Brian Finale and them, some of them actually joined ViSalus at the time too. I know Lawrence Tam did it, but it was all short span. What else?
It was like I said, a lot of people were in the buy life. Like I was saying, it was very short term because even after I stopped promoting it, I think like I stopped kind of seeing it online like maybe a year or two after. I didn't really see it that much, and I don't know if they're still around, to be honest.
I don't think so too.
No, and then so after ViSalus, I moved on to Motor Club of America. That's what really brought me online because people were actually crushing Motor Club of America just using online marketing tactics.
Right.
So that's how I ended up online in 2013 because of Motor Club of America.
Right.
And I had more success with that company, and then that's how I started getting into I found out about promoting affiliate products and affiliate offers. That's how I found out about affiliate marketing because I always thought that whatever you promoted, like if I was promoting ViSalus, that's the only thing I could do. I couldn't get money anywhere else. That was my mindset. And it wasn't until I came online, somebody was like, well, that you can go onto YouTube, make videos and do reviews of different info products and earn income. So I'm like, I can talk about multiple things at once and still get paid. And they're like,
yeah, absolutely.
So I did that.
One of my top most evidence that somebody is not really a true entrepreneur, or they're brand new, or they're newbie, or they're just trying to dabble, is when they're focused on one thing, and they don't know how to see the balance between the multiple streams of income and still staying focused.
Right.
That becomes a conflict in their mind. Yeah.
Yeah.
What else? MCA.
Yeah, MCA. Then, like I said, I started promoting affiliate products in 2013. I had pretty decent success with it, but I was still working a 9-to-5 job at that time, and my goal was to leave that job and to work full time from home. And then I was blessed with the opportunity to go to a week-long mastermind in Dubai. And I was there as a high-end mastermind, and I was there with other affiliate marketers who were doing more like CPA type of stuff, but like they were doing $50,000 per day. I
Wow.
was thinking with these guys, I'm the 9-to-5er
Mm-hmm.
in a room full of guys.
Did that cost you money to go? The master?
No, actually, how that happened was my mentor at that particular time. She just had a booming month with her own info product.
Right.
She was seen by this guy, who was hosting the mastermind, and she was like, "Well, they said I can bring somebody along with the trip." So I figured out a way to get there because
Jumped on it.
let me tell you, I had no money to go on this trip. So
Wow.
the first thing I looked at was the price of the plane tickets.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like over like $2,500. Plus I still had to get a passport. All this happened 3 weeks before the trip.
Wow.
And like, I always tell people when I tell this story, like I manifested all of that because
So you'd never traveled before that?
I've never traveled out of the country.
Okay.
I've never traveled out of the country.
Wow.
And I tell people like, I really manifested that because I really wanted to go on this trip. Mm-hmm. I was able to get a credit card with a really good limit on it, mm-hmm. pay for my passport to be expedited, pay for my plane tickets, pay for my, trip and everything else, all the stuff I bought over there. And I did that 3 weeks before that trip. But that trip, that mastermind changed my life pretty much, I would say. And because when I came back, I grinded out for 6 months and then I was able to quit my job in 2014.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Awesome. Awesome. It's always a good thing. That first moment when you decide that you're done with the 9 to 5, you go full time, or I like to say lifetime, because I don't think entrepreneurship is really a full-time, part-time issue. I think it's a lifetime. What has your experience been in terms of that? How many hours per day? Be honest. I'm not trying to paint no funny picture here because my audience are basically people that they're tired of the BS.
Yeah, of course.
They don't want to hear it makes their stomach irk when they hear, oh, you work 2 hours a day, like, nah, that's BS, So, what has your experience been since going full time?
It's definitely, as far as like how many hours I work per day, it varies. It varies because sometimes I do work like the few hours in the morning and then I'm done for the rest of the day, but then I'll come back later on at night, connect with messages and do all that type of stuff. But then there are days, especially like if I'm working on a project or like today, I just got a booming idea for my e-commerce store. Mm-hmm. And once I get out this interview, I'm probably going to spend the rest of the day
you ready to jump on it.
That. Yeah. So it always varies. It varies all the time. This one's going to probably pull me over till midnight, but I don't care because to me, I think it's $1 million idea that I have there. Right. I'm just ready to test it. So I'm excited about it. So like I said, by the time I look at the clock later, it won't even matter to me.
Yeah, it won't matter. I just finished a 2 weeks project myself, mm-hmm. Building out a brand new funnel, and that was it didn't matter to me that it was 2 weeks. It was just like 3 weeks ago when I had the idea. It was an idea that was kind of like a spiral off of something that worked in the past, mm-hmm. and I was like, you know what, I have to put this to work. Just like 2-3 weeks ago, I decided to test out something in addition to use it to collect some data, to talk to people. Right. I put our page together. It didn't matter if you were a customer before, you could just book a time and you talk to me. And there were 2 things that I realized from that. Number one, I collected data. I knew how their mind worked. I knew what their struggles were. But also I realized that it's not always more profitable to talk to people because your time is involved. Mm-hmm. And even though sometimes you should do that, it's not always the best thing to do because people won't necessarily value your time if your time is just all available like that too.
That's very true.
Absolutely right. The whole thing about full-time, part-time, it depends. Like today, if not because of this interview, I'm kind of done for the day. Mm-hmm. Because I just finished that thing on Friday and I was like, I'm taking the next week off. I'm just going to send my emails and that's it, Right. So, but now I'm on this interview with you. Since I've spoken to you, I've spoken to Lawrence Tam, I've spoken to James Jordan, and I'm like, I may do some interviews, because and with everything going on in the industry, it's time to talk again because mm-hmm. there's a lot of people that are, they're follow me too type of people. You
Yeah.
know, they follow people blindly like they're in a church. You know, they just like a
That's true.
religion. They don't necessarily use their senses. Like if I'm telling you something right now and I'm teaching you, I want you to take the time to process it. Does it
Mm-hmm.
make sense to you? If it doesn't make sense to you, don't do it, because it just may not make sense to you. But people in general, even if you tell them that already, they still go ahead and follow you like some kind of religion without using
Yeah.
their own senses. So with that being said, I was like, I got to talk to a few people. I'm like, you know what? Let's see what's going on. The people that I've seen being here consistently. I don't care about their pocket. I don't care about the money you're making. Money you're making is not mine. I can't spend it. It was
Right.
Cedric Harris that used to say that. I can't spend your money. Why should I care about your money? Right?
Exactly. Unless
But
you give me some.
exactly, but but if I see you consistently, I see your brand out there consistently, and I'm saying this to people listening, if you see that consistently, it's a sign that something is working.
Right.
And the only secret to the trade, because somebody came on my channel the other day, say, "Oh yeah, I learned now that no one ever is going to share the secret of the trade." I was like, "There's no secret of the trade other than consistency."
Mm-hmm. It is. It is. It's the showing up part.
They're showing
It
up
really is. It's
every
the showing
day.
up part. It's the
Yeah.
showing up part. And I think I even talked about this in my posts and some of my videos. Even when people who try to do e-commerce or affiliate marketing or even network marketing, I think it's the microwave mentality. That's a killer right there, because if people are not
Got it.
seeing results in 48 hours, they're throwing in the towel. And I always tell people there's always going to be that learning curve whenever you join something new or you start something new. It's going to be that learning curve. So give yourself some time. And the information that you watch in these videos, I even stress this too. Watch it more than once, because the first time you watch it, you're not going to understand the terminology. You're going to look confused. And
Yep.
if you solely focus on what you didn't understand the first time you watched the video, people just throw in a towel.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, don't give up so quickly.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. And like you're saying, it's the showing up part.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the showing up, and eventually you will win the game. Just keep showing up. Just keep showing up.
I've actually made it part of a core commitment for my followers. The fourth commitment is you have to read uh a book that my Empire Lifestyle Secret. You have to read it 10 to 15 times,
Right.
because every time, like even this video you're watching right now, you
Mm-hmm.
have to watch it 3 to 5 times,
Yeah.
because every time you watch it, you are going to pick up something new. Now, if you're already doing well in your business, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to, because I don't have time to watch videos 3 to 5 times. And I'm sure you don't either, right? But,
No.
but if you're getting started, you need to do that, because every time you watch it, you pick up something new. And
Mm-hmm.
then every time, you don't understand something, you run. There are two things I always tell people. You run back to the person that sold you the stuff and you say it doesn't work, or you say, hey, what is this? What is this? Like, you know what? Before you ask those questions, consume that information 3 to 5 times. Then after that, if the terminology is not clear, go on YouTube, on Google, and search it first.
Absolutely.
You're going to pick up a ton of stuff that's way beyond just what you're even learning. And then it will become clearer. Go ahead. I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you. Go ahead. You were going to say something.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
but yeah, like even like with info products that I buy, I use them as reference. So even if I don't go back and watch the entire, course again, I always go back for reference. So it's something that I think, what was it, Grant Cardone said, like the reason why he read books is because he's looking for that $1 million idea.
Yeah, absolutely. That one thing. Absolutely.
That one thing, because sometimes the entire book, you may not get anything else out of it, but it'd be that one thing that give you that idea.
Yeah.
And I know for me, it may be like the cliche book, but I mean, it's the one that changed my life pretty much too, is Think and Grow Rich. I read other books prior to that, and
Same thing
I read
for
that
me.
book. Go ahead.
Same thing for me. You know what I say to people that always try to, I call them the cliche detector. If you want to be a cliche detector, go ahead and knock yourself out. But honestly, you're not doing yourself a favor. Every time you hear, oh yeah, I heard that before. If you keep doing that, that's exactly why you're struggling. If everybody is saying, Think and Grow Rich, Rich Dad and Poor Dad, Secrets of a Millionaire Mind, if everyone is saying that's what worked for them, I mean, don't question it. Here's what I always try to tell people. We all have blind spots. All of us, at no matter what level you're in. in the game. There's a blind spot. And if we just talked about, we don't have time, right? That's actually a blind spot. So if you have time, you have a luxury over people that don't have time.
Mm-hmm.
So especially in this digital era, it's a leveled playing field for everyone. You see that you have money or you have time. You cannot not have both at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever it is that you have to leverage it. I don't have time to read books 10 to 15 times. You do. Leverage that. Because that's something you have over me right now. And that's something that people are struggling. My background is real estate wholesaling. And the first course that I bought back in December 2004.
Mm-hmm.
It was $3,000. There's only one tip that I got out of it. And that one tip was to join your local real estate association club. Everything else, literally, I swear to everything. Everything else was BS. But I got that one tip, and that's how I met my mentor, and that's how everything spiraled down. And this is now 14 years later.
Absolutely.
So it's true. It's that one thing. You never know when it's going to be. There's no such thing as you're wasting money or you're wasting time if you don't quit. You're absolutely right. There is such thing as wasting money and time if you quit. If you quit, you're absolutely right. It was all a loss. You wasted time and you wasted people's precious time. Chances are you wasted your family's life savings as well too.
Yeah.
But that's only if you quit. I don't care if you've spent $100,000 so far. Yeah. You didn't quit yet, right? It's worth it. Keep going. Because when it pays off, it's going to pay off real good, you know?
Totally agree with that. Totally agree.
Who's your audience right now? Who's your audience?
My audience is pretty much, it's a lot of people, it's already people who are inside of, internet marketing. They're doing either e-commerce or they're doing affiliate marketing. That's definitely my base on YouTube. And then I also have been getting a lot of newbies as well, like people who are really new to the online space and want to make money online. Mm-hmm. I think they find some of my videos and my content a little bit easier to consume.
Right.
So my audience has definitely been growing in that part as well over the last, I want to say like the last few months, especially through YouTube.
Now, I'm not too familiar with e-commerce. My brother is. Mm-hmm. Let me ask you a question. What is the main difference between what we know as affiliate marketing, or what some people may want to call internet marketing, mm-hmm. and e-commerce? What is the main difference?
The main difference could just be, because even with affiliate marketing, you can still sell physical products, but that'll probably be like the main difference. Like I'll tell my audience, there's a lot of similarities, but I'll tell people if you are new to the online space and you don't have the funds to spend on advertising, go with affiliate marketing, because still, just like even with e-commerce, you don't have to have any inventory or anything like that. But also with affiliate marketing, you don't have to worry about customer service. You don't have to worry about orders. You don't have to worry about, following up and all that type of stuff with the products. So it's just an easier barrier to entry, I would say, for affiliate marketing.
So it's easier to enter in affiliate marketing, specifically in terms of upfront capital, money to invest?
Yeah, because even like the ways that I teach people, like the way that I was taught was like doing the video reviews, right? So I did that, and some of those videos, not every video, but some of those videos went viral because I was able to put out some content before an affiliate launch was about to happen. Mm-hmm. So I got a lot of content. I got a lot of sales. I even won a contest that way. And I was doing free YouTube marketing. Mm-hmm. I didn't have to come out of my pocket at all. I already had a laptop. I already had a webcam. Mm-hmm. All I needed to do was go to the affiliate products webpage. Mm-hmm. And I just tell people like, hey, this is what this inside of this product, and I'm going to offer you 2 bonuses. And the bonuses are something that, because I was watching for like months, just how you were saying, if you don't have money, you have time.
Right.
By that time, I had a lot of time to watch a lot of YouTube videos and learn about internet marketing. Mm-hmm. And I was able to put my knowledge into like a PDF, and I gave that as bonuses. Mm-hmm. And I was able to come up $1,500 the first month I ever did that strategy. So I tell people like, if you are really low on funds, mm-hmm. you don't have really nothing to spend, do video marketing, and you don't have to spend no money to get started in internet marketing.
I know. I know that's amazing. And you know what I found sometimes, even some of the people that have done well over time,
Mhm.
they don't know the value in what you just said. You know, a lot of people in the past 48 hours, Mob just got shut down,
Yeah, I just heard.
right?
Right.
In February, Digital Auditor got shut down, right?
Hmm.
I want to have some kind of conversations here that's a little bit probably difficult for a lot of people to have. Just a few days ago, I attacked Chris Jones. You know who that is?
I think I've seen that post. I think I'm connected with him.
Okay. I attacked him online because he was coming for David Wood a little bit sideways. David Wood um, has some stuff going on that we all clearly don't understand.
Yeah.
But you leave that to family, you let family deal with that, right? People that are close to him. And I basically said, what I said that was taken out of context a lot was that there's no friend in this space. It was taken out of context. But what I mean is that I have friends. Linsay is my friend. We're talking for the first time,
Right.
and this relationship is going to keep going, right? And I have friends that I've met in person too, people that I've hung out with. I'm just saying, God forbid, when things happen, like right now, Matt Lloyd is going to find out he doesn't have any friends. It's going to be tough.
Yeah.
Right? And you can't blame the people also that, well, say, I got family to protect. I'm not your friend right now. You can't blame them either because everyone got stuff going on, you know?
Hmm.
But these are some of the tough conversations that no one is willing to have in this game. The people I look up to everyone around me. I learn from everybody,
Same
even
here.
you know. But when it comes to some of the things we could be naive about when it comes to entrepreneurship, FTC, FCC, SEC, when it comes to things like that, there's no one in this space we can learn from. The only people we can learn from is you got to go all the way out to Warren Buffett to learn from those people. There's a reason why some of those people don't put up certain behavior. There's a reason why they don't post money on their social media. There's a reason why they don't have a bank on
Yeah.
their ears, right? There's a
Yeah.
reason why Jay-Z don't behave that way. There's a reason why Future feels it's okay to behave that way.
Right. It's
You
the truth.
know?
It's the truth.
So I feel like we gotta start having some of these conversations because I've been talking about sustainability for the longest. I like profitability. You and I know how to make profit. That's not a problem. We could shoot a few videos and then start making money.
Absolutely.
But when it comes to a point where YouTube is gonna say, you know what, I don't like your channel, I'm gonna wipe it out. Right?
And
Right?
they have put my channel on pause before, but this is that's how I had to learn and change up my content on YouTube because I was doing a lot of content that was MLM based,
Make
right? I was
money,
targeting
MLM.
different
Right.
companies and like, hey, this is how you have success with it. And those videos were getting flagged. My channel was shut down for about a week.
Mm.
Like, so this was like a few years ago. But then I was like, okay, well, I had to make a change to my content.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why, like,
Yours
yeah.
got shut down for a week.
Who?
Your channel
Oh yeah,
got shut
mine
down
did.
for a week. Well, the infamous MLM Brothers channel got shut down for life. We never got it back. All right. And there's a lot of people that I know like that, you know?
Yeah, I know a lot of people who lost their channels, and I think for me, that because that was like the first slap they ever. No, it was like the second one. Because first one they tell you that your video has been flagged.
Mm-hmm.
You get those a few times, and then they kind of shut down your channel. Mine was just kind of it was a temporary one. They did tell me this,
Mm-hmm.
so that's when I just made the effort to try to start switching up my content a little bit. But as of recent, since I've been focusing more on YouTube to grow that channel, it's been more like general topics, like how to make $1,000 per day or how to have success with affiliate marketing. It's more geared towards that.
Right.
People have been having more success with that, and they're gaining more value from those type of videos than me talking about how to get more reps with new skin.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think you get to give more value too, because ultimately you make money in any game depending on how much value you bring to the table. And I mean that like from A to Z. The first person I learned that from is Mike Dillard. I seen
Oh yeah.
he put it into words like that, right? Value equals to money all day long. Now, if you think you're putting value, but it gets shut down in the middle because you did something wrong, now you end up not giving value, right?
Right.
And then you end up not making money, right? It comes back to the same thing. So I always tell people, if you really want to come down to keeping it simple, always think back to value. Like the first, I have the three, like I teach the three pillars here, right? And I want you to say this in your own way too, right? I teach the three pillars here. I go value, automation, traffic. You don't have those three things, you're probably gonna fail. If you're winning right now, it's only a matter of time, right? You're gonna
Mm-hmm.
fail. If now you're the only one that feel like you're bringing value, you're also now subjected to a serious problem because you're not paying attention to the market, which is the traffic part, right? The,
Absolutely.
the, the market is always right. So if the market goes to the FTC and enough people, it could be one or two people that are complaining that you're not bringing value, you're going to get shut down at some point. It's only a matter of time because, again, value is with relationship to the market, not to what you think in your head, right?
Absolutely.
Think value is, right? So I always tell people that, like YouTube, video marketing, all this stuff, once you start attacking what people are religiously believing in, at any point, because I did that too. Visalos reviews, is it a scam? You do stuff like that, your channel is probably going to get shut down one day.
Yeah.
If those are the kind of content you think you have to create to make money, you may make money short term, but it will disappear at some point. So I just said value, automation, traffic. Those are the three pillars of building an empire. How have you normally, because I know you've been teaching this, how have you normally taught this?
Actually, it's so crazy because I've been talking about this, I think like the last few months. And it's another leader in our industry. He talks about the 3 C's. He hasn't talked about it in a while, but his 3 C's are create traffic, capture leads, and convert sales.
Yeah.
And I tell people, well, I have the 4 C's, and all I did was just create content. The reason why I did that is because when you create content, it helps to build authority and positions you as an expert in your niche. So that's why I added that 4th C. So it's pretty much what you're kind of saying, but even with the automation part, that's like with the sales funnel. So I have sales funnels working for me and stuff like that too.
Yes.
But yeah, it's almost very similar to what you're talking about.
Absolutely. And I just mentioned value, right? For every single one of those, you got to break them down, right? So value is essentially creating content, without calling yourself an expert like a clown, right? Right. So it's the same thing. We could go back in circles, and it's the same thing. We just kind of create formulas to make it easier for people to soak in, right? But you're absolutely right. 3 C's is definitely create, right? We also talk about the people, like this audience. Again, your audience is e-commerce, internet marketing, people who want to make money online. I think honestly it should be all of the same audience, because if you look at some of the niches, right, they're all interwoven, right? The people you will find in online MLMs, you will find them also looking to study e-commerce, thanks to all the gurus that have mixed up the traffic, right? Right. Real estate wholesaling, people that are following Shantari, people that are following all those type of audience, right? They're also looking, most of them don't particularly care about the product behind what it is. And you could tell by people following MLM. MLM in general typically don't, one of the reasons why MLM keep getting in trouble is because there's no product, which is the reason why I love the idea of e-commerce and real estate wholesaling, because finally there's a real product that human beings don't have to join your business to buy.
Or be on auto ships.
Because auto ships is basically automation of creating customers out of nothing, right? Customers that don't necessarily want to be customers. I don't mind the idea of encouraging my audience, real estate wholesaling, to buy real estate too, because they already know they want to buy real estate.
Right.
It's different from, you got to drink this juice, right? And I got to sell you on this juice, and or you bought this package of seminars, but in reality, you're not really going to go to, what's the most fanciest place in the world right now? You're not going to Costa Rica in the next 2 months, but you're going to buy the ticket anyway, just because you think you're going to make money from it. right?
Right.
I sell traffic, not traffic. I sell traffic training, right? And I allow people to sell that for commissions too. That's okay, but you're gonna need traffic.
Yeah.
You know, so but you have all these people selling seminars and they're very aggressive at it. In other words, they put together what you call a coach, but really somebody that's designed to upsell you, right?
Yeah. Yeah. To go all in.
To go all in, and then you expect that and then you're going to collect $20,000 from their pocket, and you don't expect to get in trouble. What is your take on this whole FTC thing? What do you think is going on from your perspective, based on what you've seen in the past 48 hours?
Actually, I don't even follow up with that. It was on my social media about Moby, and then I also heard about Digital Altitude because quite a few people that I'm connected with were in that company, and they were doing very well. And a lot of them, their money is in, being held right now. They can't even get access to their money.
Well, they can forget about it. I got $16,000 in it. They can forget about it, by the way.
Yeah, pretty much. It's gone. It's gone. But I think it's kind of been like that underlying conversation that most of us had, about network marketing and things like that. That this is bound to happen at some point. And now we're just seeing it. And then now it's even going to the point where it's a show on HBO, John Oliver or something like that. He's been doing segments on it about, the Herbalife thing. And he's been talking about, BitConnect and all these type of companies and everything else. Oh, wow. So it's starting to go, it's been mainstream before, but I think they're going hard yet again with it on mainstream. Yeah. And I think now it's like they're actually taking action with it as far as, shutting these companies down. Because I'm actually seeing that a lot more as of recent. I mean, I've always seen it before.
Right.
Or even, not even with the FTC, it's just companies that couldn't sustain growth.
Yeah, exactly.
They couldn't sustain that part of it.
A lot of time FTC don't even need to come in. It's just not sustainable.
Yeah, I was in 2 companies that did that in the same year, in 2014. 2 companies did that back to back. So that's when I started, okay, well, I'm going to focus more on just affiliate promotions and affiliate products, because I get into these companies and like the last one that year, I built a team of over like 100 people in 3 weeks. And then right before the end of the month was over, oh, well, we have to shut down. We can't pay out commissions right now. And it was just like, okay, we're not going to do this again.
Yeah.
They weren't ready for growth, because once you get on social media, I don't think people understand how things can go really viral on social media. I don't think people understand the power of being viral on social media. And these companies do that. Those 2 companies, and there's probably been more companies that fell into that trap. Because once you get into the right people's hands, it can just go crazy, and they're not able to pay out people and down and
one of the things that they do study of a lot. My background is engineering management, and one of the studies that they do is sustainability studies, right? One of the kind of studies you will see people like Elon Musk do. The reason why he sent a Tesla into the sky. Because you have an idea, you have an awesome idea. Yes, it's gonna work, right? But but it's gonna work. It's gonna work so fast. How sustainable is it? Because if it's like everything else in life, you move too fast, you will crash and burn. The faster you go, it will crash and burn, and to hurt just as much.
Absolutely.
And that's what I need people to really start to understand. We're not asking people to wait 40 years to make $1 million. We're saying the next 5 years of your life, take your time, build something on a solid foundation. If you want to add more to this, I'm just thinking right now, if you want to add more to this, feel free to add to it. I think sustainability, brand, your personal brand, because you're always a unique product in the marketplace. It's just only one of you, right?
Absolutely.
And the second, there must be a real product that people would buy without necessarily wanting to make money from it. What do you think about that?
I totally agree with that. And I think that's why I've had so much success with e-commerce, and why I love it, and why I think actually people who are, even people who've been in this space for quite some time, or even people who are new to the space, I think that's the reason why they also love e-commerce as well, because they can actually sell products that people can actually hold in their hand, and they can wear it, that type of stuff. You know, and digital products, like for me, digital products are amazing because I learned a lot
Yeah.
from them. And from them, I have made a lot of money.
Yeah, I don't believe in the physical stuff too. Product is a product as long as there's value in it, right?
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
This ain't physical. all the apps on this are not physical, so I mean that's a failing argument, you know. Because I see people say that sometimes too, like, "Oh, we need something tangible." What do you mean tangible?
Yeah, I hear that too.
You mean like a voice traveling in the air, right?
Yeah.
Right. So, and I even in real estate world, you see people make that mistake too sometimes. Like, you know, because I'm telling them, listen, if you don't have a strong brand, there's an massive influx of real estate wholesalers coming into the game that are never going to make a dime.
Right.
Period. Because they're not unique, because they don't have a brand, because you're not standing out, you're not being a market leader, you know, and you know, you're basically, I feel like marketing, like somebody said, I think it was Gary Vaynerchuk that says, marketers destroy everything. We mess it up, right?
Yeah, he did say that.
Right. But the one thing we can't really mess up is the things that need time and effort, right? Most people are not gonna set this time and create this content and interview somebody. They're just not gonna do it.
They try to skip that part.
Right. They try to get to the money.
Yeah, like one of my programs is really kind of solely focused on that. Because even like one of my students, I call him my star student. I love him because you know, he already had a business. He was already having success with it, and he wanted to, you know, charge more for, you know, coaching and things like that. And I was telling him, well, you don't have a basic foundation. Like you don't even have like a sales funnel or whatever else. You don't have the basic stuff, you know.
Right.
And that's all what we did. We focused on the basics of building a brand for him. And within 30 days, he had his own product. He had his own funnel. He had his own email list.
Yes.
And then by month 2, he was making $30,000 per month with a side income.
Nice.
But it was because we focused on that foundation.
Yeah.
Most people try to skip over that. They don't want to provide value.
Right.
They don't want to do any of that. They just want to get the money.
Right.
And that's what
I always tell people, I said, listen, you want to make non-average type of income, you got to do things that non-average people do. Like most average people, they fall into the guru stuff. You're gonna make money tomorrow, so they try to do. But the people that are winning this game consistently, you can testify to this. You mentioned Grant Cardone earlier. It's nice to see him funny and watch him and all that. It's a lot of work that goes into making sure you show up at 12 noon every freaking day of the week consistently.
For years.
He's putting out video that you and I, anybody at any level, can put out at the same time every day. If you follow that same, like without even buying his course, you could just look at what he does and just learn from that.
Absolutely.
And to me, I guess it's not as simple as that to everybody, because again, we complicate everything. We're trying to get to the bag way too early. If you create, I tell people for the next 1 year, if you create content once a day, skip every weekdays, right? That's 50 times 50, right? That means you have 200 pieces of videos out there. Let's say you didn't do any keyword optimization, none of that. You still give it a title, it will rank at some point for the title you gave it.
Absolutely.
Much less learning how to optimize it, right? Much less knowing. And the one thing in that formula I just said that most people cannot duplicate is the consistency in doing that.
Yeah.
Everyone can optimize for keywords, right?
Yeah, because even with Grant, when he tells people about, you know, him using social media and how social media is what blew up his company, he definitely gives credit to social media. He started with YouTube, and he said, I just did a video every day.
That's it.
And he said he didn't know anything about optimization or anything, just like how you said. He just uploaded a video every day.
Yeah.
And he just started to blow up his social media. And he said that's the best way for him. It was the best way for him to brand his business was YouTube.
Yeah,
the best way for him to brand it. But yeah, like just kind of, you know, just going back on what you're saying. I was telling people, like, you know, even if, you know, you don't know anything about sales or whatever else, the person you will go to is Grant Cardone, because what he positioned himself as the sales expert just by using free content on social media and showing up every day.
Yep. That's it. That's it.
And his company does over $100 million a year. And that's just because he showed up every day.
Yeah. It's the showing up every day. It's the same thing in relationships. is your actions.
Mm-hmm.
It's not necessarily what you say. What you say actually improves with time because you're showing up every day.
Yeah.
There's a saying that when you teach, you learn twice. That means as I'm talking to you right now, new ideas are flowing.
Right.
And that automatically fuels the brand. And now you think it's a magic because you're on the other end of the computer and you're watching me and you're like, oh, you're so expert. It's like, I didn't call myself an expert like a clown. You just see me as an expert because I'm doing the same thing. I think it's we call it the ILDT, right? Invest, learn, do, and teach.
Right.
But you could start from wherever you are, read one chapter per day, and share what you just learned with the world.
Yeah, exactly. Like even if you like in the beginning, like how I said, I just watched a lot of YouTube videos learning about what a capture page is, landing page, all this type of stuff. And then I'll make a post on Facebook. So, hey guys, I was watching this video on YouTube last night and I found out 5 ways that you can generate 10 leads per day on Facebook.
That's it.
I didn't claim it as my own. I was like, hey, this is something that I had just watched and I learned and I thought it was amazing. So let me tell you. That's how it started.
Yeah. Because people will go, I don't know what to say. Like, you don't know what to say? Just tell them I don't know what to say. Go on YouTube right now. Turn on your phone camera and I don't know what to say. I just want to talk to you. And then I don't know what to say, you know. Sometimes I even do, I'm going to share this right now. Sometimes like content is everywhere. Gary Vaynerchuk also said, it's not really about creating content even anymore. It's really about documenting. As you're going, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you need to learn. You need to know what you're talking about. But don't try to learn everything in day one.
Yeah.
Learn a little bit. Share that. Learn a little bit. Share that. By default, you're building a brand. By default, you stand out. By default, when somebody Google your name next, they find you as opposed to your competition, that average person that no one can find nothing about them.
And I even tell people to share their story. That's content. Like when people just join a business, they're like, well, what am I supposed to talk about? I was like, well, do a live stream video or video just saying, hey, I'm so-and-so. And the reason why I decided to join an online opportunity is because X, Y, and Z, because I want a better life, because I don't want to be behind a cubicle all day. Share that. I said, by you doing that, you're getting, you're building that relationship with your audience, you're building rapport, and then you're also putting them on notice at the same time that, hey, I am in business. The line, the open light is open. It's like shining right now, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's just telling your story it's very basic, it's simple, but it can also generate you a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's like those segments of your story or something how you you overcame something. That's great content right there. Being transparent sometimes.
That's an awesome tip. That's an awesome tip because your story is your story. That's another unique element of you, and no one can share that. You'll see some similarities. You know, like we were talking earlier, I talked about that $3,000 course. I only got one thing, right?
Right.
Some similarities, but all the stories are unique. And even me, myself, there's no 2 times that I tell the same story that it comes out the same way. It doesn't come out the same way. It's still every single time is unique. And sometimes you see, do you listen to Joel Osteen?
Every now and then.
Every now and then.
Yeah.
Joel Osteen, I don't think in the past 5 weeks, I don't think there's any single preaching that he didn't talk about how they got the building in Houston, the stadium. He keeps telling that same story.
It's a good one.
Because it works. It works, you know. So people like me as a marketer, in addition to listen to the content, I listen to context. I listen to why are they saying it that way? Why you keep telling the same damn story? Somebody that was really, really good at that. He would tell the same story for 4 hours. He would do it 5 days a week. Somebody that was doing that was David Wood. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I learned at that mastermind that I went to in Dubai. And he was like, you know what? He's like, I know most of you all heard my story. And he's like, I told that story about 400 times. And I had to keep telling that story.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. I told people that story, that same story, like, you know, how I was behind a cubicle struggling, went to Dubai, came back 6 months later, I was out, I was working from home. And that story, believe it or not, even like my recent client, she was like, she knows that story like in the back of her hand because she's seen so many of my videos where I talk about it, because I know it works. It sells because it's the truth. It's some people who can probably relate to that, who are, you know, looking for that breakthrough moment, like how that trip was for me. and how that, it's, if they want to leave their job, it's possible. It's completely possible. And that's the people that I really like to target, people who want to leave the 9 to 5 and transition into, working from home, because that was my story.
And that's an evidence that it worked, because she said she kept, obviously she kept watching your video too, right?
Yeah.
Even though she knew she's going to hear the same story over, but she kept watching your story because it creates what I call a living connection. A lot of people spend their money on creating dead connection. A lot of traditional marketers, they just spend money and time on one thing that only works one time.
Yeah.
It's the reason why I like YouTube over Facebook.
Yeah, I agree.
Because that content stays there and people come there specifically to search. On Facebook, it's cute and all, social media viral, but people don't go to Facebook to search. So if they're not connecting with you, if they're not, then your content gets buried over time. And when I say time, I mean 2-3 days, it's done. It's not gonna get any more views,
And then with YouTube, I always tell people it's a higher quality of lead that you're going to get over there, because they're coming over there looking for a specific solution to a problem.
Yeah.
And then also you can continue to build that relationship with people. You can actually build a relationship with people a lot quicker with YouTube, because they come to watch this one video, and then when you're done with the video, usually they'll have like related videos.
Yeah.
And what I have done, I've extended my videos an extra 20 seconds to put like an end card and include 2 of my past videos on there. So now click on one of the other videos, you can see something else that I'm talking about where I'm giving a lot of value. And then let them continue to do that over 5, 6, 7 videos. Now they know me, they know how I talk, they know how to provide value. So by the time they reach me on Facebook to ask me a question, they're already sold.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I love about YouTube. And I think people sleep on YouTube. They still sleeping on YouTube.
Yeah, people are
still sleeping on YouTube.
Because it takes the one thing that's the most difficult things for human beings, consistency. Is the most difficult thing. And when you have that knowledge that is the most difficult thing, that's a pricey thing to have. When you have that knowledge, okay, consistency is hard. Now I got to position. I tell everyone, I said, listen, consistency is not something I'm going to be consistent and you're just going to do it. No, you got to position yourself for consistency. I do live streams mostly right now because it positions me for consistency. Once I set it there, I set the time, I just show up and I start sharing.
Right.
Basically my thoughts over the past. Yeah, sometimes I come up with a title. Yeah, sometimes I use keyword research to come up with a title. That's just additional knowledge. But the main reason for the success is the consistency, because that's the one thing that most human beings will never have unless they're on a 9 to 5. The reason why they put it a 9 to 5 is because because there's incentive every Friday. But now in entrepreneurship, it's not like that. So we're kind of like short-sighted. We can only see as far as next Friday. Whereas as an entrepreneur, you have to see a little bit beyond that,
Right.
And guess what? I was talking about the people that have a little bit of success earlier. And I want to say this more to them. If you made 20 grand, 30 grand in any given month, I'm talking specifically to those people right now. You're in a very, very funny, shady spot. It's very, very dangerous in that spot, because for most people, they're being set up for failure, basically, because it paints this picture that it's always going to be that way. And when recession hits, it's not going to hit everyone else. It's not going to be like a global economy recession. It's going to hit just you. It's going to be just you and your family. It's going to be you and your family, your wife, and they're going to you're going to get tested at home. Okay, what happened? And then all the success you've had, you probably have had this experience. You have the success and then boom. And then you're trying to figure it out, and then it hurts, and then you go up a little bit, and then you crash, and then it's a tough thing. And a lot of them, they've come and go right now. And the people that I still see online, we could start from Ray Higdon.
Yeah.
There's only one commonality I see between Ray Higdon, John Lee Dumas, Gary Vaynerchuk, Grant Cardone, right? There's only one thing that's consistent with all those people is consistency.
Yeah.
It's not really the ability to drive massive traffic. Yes, I'm going to mention Vic Strizer's name right now.
Mm-hmm.
The Strizers, that's his name? Strizers?
Something like that.
Yeah.
That's called Vic.
he's the I don't see anybody yet that can beat that guy in traffic yet. But he keep crashing and burning.
Oh, wow.
I just call it out. I'm calling it as what it is.
Like I said, like I don't really follow him. Like, I mean, I know he's out there. I know he has like a program. Mm-hmm. And I think back in my Empower Network days when I was doing that, you know, of course his name was always popping up. But then when I kind of left that space, I haven't really been following up with whatever's been going on over there.
He's buzzing. He's buzzing right now as we speak. And I intentionally said it now. So we don't say it when it's hurting again.
Right.
He's buzzing right now. But when you're buzzing right now, it's time to get on your YouTube game and start building that brand again.
Yes, absolutely.
That's the only thing that lasts forever around here. Even if they shut down your channel, you're going to build a brand that people will come looking for you. What happened to this damn channel? Plus, there's all kind of stuff in the algorithm that will make sure your channel doesn't get shut down. The likes, all those like buttons are designed for that. Mm-hmm. Those are the ways that people get to police the platform.
Yeah.
But with that being said, if you're watching this video, either my channel or her channel, make sure you click like, because it tells you that I like it. You know,
absolutely. And that's how I'm able to gauge my you know, the content that I put out there. So like one video, for example, I did a video, a viral video, you know, it's how to make $100 per day. So the first time I put out that video, I mean, that video has like over 80,000 views on it. But I think it has like it has a lot of likes on it, but the dislikes are really high on there as well, because people said like I didn't understand this or whatever else. So I did another video, same topic, and then I applied what some of the people were complaining about, and it did a little bit better. It didn't go viral, but it did a little bit better. I did that video again for the third time. Now, if anybody was gonna see that video, it's over 13,000 views right now. And like the likes are like in the hundreds, and the dislikes are now like 12.
Yeah.
But that's how I'm able to gauge what do I need to, if that content did well, or if I need to make some changes or whatever else. And that was a prime example of that.
Yeah, so it's feedback, you know. Another person that I like mentioning their names, Ivan Komaiko, Believe Nation, right? The one thing that he does well too is consistency, you know. Consistency. It's not the quality of the video. It's not that, because people will go there and, you know, obviously if you're brand new, you go there, you see quality and you think, oh, it's not that. It's the fact that you don't have to go to Thailand every day.
You don't have to go to Thailand to film either.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Have to go to Thailand.
That's a byproduct of consistency.
Right.
You know, that comes way after the fact. 1 million subscribers comes way after the fact. I've been guilty of the same thing. You know, my new channel right now is a little bit less than 1,000. When you understand the way the game works, it is slow in the beginning.
Yeah.
That's your test to quit. If you want to quit right now, yes, quit in the next 1 year, because it's going to be under 1,000 subscribers.
It's the truth. It's the truth. And like even my channel, I took a pause on that channel, and it was because something had happened. Like, you know, my mom had passed away.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
During that time, like, you know, I became a hermit. And I actually, you know, I was trying to still do stuff online, but I wasn't really showing up pretty much. But right before she passed, I had joined a company, and I went hard with that company for 2 months. Like, I built up a team of over 100 people with that team, with that company. And I was also putting out a lot of content for that company on YouTube. And like I said, during that time that I wasn't doing anything, I was just mostly staying home. I was still getting commission checks every week. From the people who were already on my team, but people who were signing up because they saw my YouTube video. They went and watched, you know, I think I had like 15 videos about this company at that time. And some people watched all 15 videos, and they joined that company, even came in at the highest level during that whole time I was away. And that's why I tell people, like, that's how powerful YouTube is. Because I'm like, YouTube, and like, you know, of course, residual income, but like YouTube, like, it was still bringing in me checks from companies. Because people were watching old content, and they were joining because of that content, because they built a relationship with me through my videos. And that helped me get through that rough time in my life.
Right.
So
now you look pretty today, as usual.
Right.
Now, with that being said, somebody's gonna be on this video and say, like, of course they join at the highest level because you're pretty. What do you have to say to those kind of people?
That of course it pisses me off because that's like a cheap shot. I mean, because I show up. I'm not out here just doing one video and that's it. I show up. Even like I said, during that time, it was a period of time, after she had passed, I wasn't doing a lot of YouTube videos.
Right.
And I had to get focused and really understand the power of YouTube. And when I did, my subscribers grew. My viewership has grown. It's about to hit like over 700 views on that channel, 700,000 views on that channel.
Wow.
And that's because I put in the work.
Yeah.
So it's a cheap shot for, because I always hear that too, like even with
it's
anything that I promote. Oh, I'm not pretty enough. And I'm like, man, get over that.
Like, stop.
Like, get over that. You need to show up. That's the reason why you're not winning. Because you're not showing up.
Right. But I've had people, people that know how to manufacture excuses, right? They could pull it from anywhere. They could pull it from their ears, their nose. They're really good at that. And I just wish sometimes I could just add that same energy to consistency, to creating content. Like as a matter of fact, like I always use what's happening in the moment to educate people.
Right.
Like if you had an excuse to me why you're not going to start building your brand online, I say, turn on the camera right now and tell that camera your excuse and post it.
Yeah.
That's really all I'm asking you to do, because your excuse is of no use for me. And to be frank with you, it's useless for you too, because either it's a legitimate excuse or a fake excuse. They all do the same thing. They pretty much stop you from getting closer to your dream.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. I've made that post on, what is it? Your excuses may be legit, but they won't improve your life.
Yeah, same thing. You know what? I think all excuses are legitimate, as a matter of fact, because they're coming from here. That's truly how you feel, and I respect how you feel. With that being said, can you say that excuse into the camera and post it today? Can we get going with building your brand? And that's basically how I usually beat that down. People have told me, oh yeah, but this stuff is easy for you to say it. I was like, well, if I was white and my accent was like water, there's no such thing, by the way. That means it's colorless, it's odorless, right?
Right.
and it's tasteless, right? And it's just pure accent, right? You probably would say it's because I don't have an accent. That's probably what you're gonna say, right? And you're like, oh yeah, you kind of. I mean, I even had. I think it was Verenja. Justin Verenja is on this channel. So Justin, if you're listening to this, you need to get back on your content creation and get going again, because whatever you're trying to do is not sustainable. Because I was talking about Vic earlier. I was talking about all those people. You need to, and they're not gonna listen as usual, of course. But if you listen, you're 1 out of 100 people. You need to get on your content creation game. That's the only thing that's sustainable in digital marketing space as we're going. Well, anyway, Justin was like, oh yeah, I used to think my accent. I'm like, you have an accent?
I'm like, he does?
I'm like, what?
He does?
But that's what self-esteem insecurities can do to you if you're not careful. Whatever you have is unique, is good enough for the world. There's somebody that would rather listen to you than listen to me or listen to Linsay. There's somebody that will hear your communication better than listen to Linsay and I, because it's enough space for everyone to move. And you just mentioned something about having 100 recruitings, right? In a week or two. There's nothing wrong with momentum. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying momentum does die off.
It does.
Yeah,
it does. And so, like, even when, like I said, with those companies, I always tell people, make videos. If they come to me as a client, make videos. I always tell people to do that. Make videos, because they're always going to be selling for you. Even when you're asleep, they're going to be selling for you. They're going to be building those relationships, turning that cold lead into a hot lead.
Yeah.
Videos are going to do that. So like I said, even that time I built a team over 100 people, but it was the video content that kept still bringing people in during that time.
That's what created that. Yeah. And beyond that, you obviously want to keep producing. And there's only there's only so much you can control because there's so many moving. People are worried about algorithms. They're worried about this. They're worried like
Yeah.
only one thing that you are really obligated to worry about, and that's I think we're really nailing it down. That is really consistency, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I even tell people if they're nervous about being in front of cameras or whatever else, I tell people the reason why on my YouTube channel, I say you guys can scroll back and find my very first video that I ever did.
Mm-hmm.
And because I always kind of debated, should I get rid of some of my older content or whatever else and just so have like the newer content on my channel. But I was like, no, I want people to see growth. So like my first video was about 6 years ago. And somebody goes to my YouTube channel, scroll all the way back and see my very first video.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like a little boot camp that I was in with Layla Black.
Right.
And she was all about videos. And I remember how she was making so much money with videos.
Right.
So I understood that if I needed to have success with this, I needed to do videos. So my very first video was 6 years ago, and it's on my YouTube channel.
Right.
And I was just in my bedroom, and some of the videos I'm looking greasy.
Mm-hmm.
All this type of stuff, right? And it's only now, recently, my hair is brushed and all this stuff. But I was kind of greasy back then, and
But that's you saying that too, though. That's you saying that too, though, right?
No, I was greasy. And
oh wow.
And like I said, my laptop at the time, it was it used to overheat a lot, so you'll hear the fan.
Right.
Now through my videos, you can see all those videos on my YouTube.
But that's the beauty of growth.
Yeah, but over time you see that even I talk more confidently, all that type of stuff happened, but it happened over time. It didn't happen over in 2 days.
Yeah, absolutely. People can still find my videos out there. My father published a book. I think it was back in 2005 or 6.
Mm-hmm.
And the book is on Amazon. It's called The Old Behavior. It's a Christian book. And he published the book, and then he read it, I think it was 3-4 years ago. And he was a little bit ashamed of it. And he was like, because he was just coming out of Nigeria at the time.
Mm-hmm.
He had worked Nigeria, retired, and then came here to stay. So when you're from a third world country, right? Do you have any roots in third world country outside of being black?
Mm-mm.
No? Okay.
I don't know of.
Not that you know. Right. So in a third world country, right, the poverty reading, people are always looking for answers from things they can't see because they don't feel empowered. So one of the biggest things that people pay a lot of attention to is witchcraft and things like that. So the book he found. So now he's been here for 10 years, right?
Right.
So he now felt like there was too much mentioning of witchcraft topics and things like that in a book that's called Old Behavior, where you could teach things, obviously, that people deal with on a daily basis without talking about spiritual stuff or overly spiritual stuff, right? So he was feeling a little bit ashamed of it. I was like, no, it's okay. It's called growth. It's time to write a new book addressing all of that. And the growth that you two have personally gone through. One of the mistakes that people keep making in marketing is that you got to bring people into your world.
Mm-hmm.
You got to make them feel like you're just humans too. You're just a human being too.
Yeah.
You have growth to go through. People are not attracted to a perfect human being.
Yeah, like if you make mistakes, talk about it. It could be a learning experience. Even when I'm on social media, I tell people all the time, I'm always learning. I don't know everything. So I'll make a status post in a heartbeat. Hey, somebody know how to do this with Facebook ads or something. I'm always asking questions. I don't know everything or whatever else, but I also show people that, it's, just because I am where I am, it's not because I know everything. I'm always just willing to ask questions.
Yeah.
Seek help when I need it.
Yeah.
I always do that.
Yeah, it gives you a sense of purpose too. I mean, once you get to a point where you feel like you can't go, that's not purpose, and that's one of the reasons why people that have success, that's one of their biggest struggle, because sometimes they feel like they've accomplished so much, and then look at the suicide news that we've been hearing.
Right.
You get there's tons of story like that, so you always have to put yourself in a space mentally where there's always something else to reach, as opposed to, because that's what gives us purpose. It's not money that gives us purpose. It's the fact that's a goal That's a goal. There's something else to accomplish. If you haven't made $10,000 per month yet, you can make that a goal. You say, I need to hit my first $10,000 a month. If you haven't closed your first deal yet, you can make that a goal and say, I need to get to my first $10,000,
Yeah,
and that'll give you a sense of purpose. Because believe it, once you hit that, you're going to lose purpose and you're going to feel a little powerless, and that's not really a good space to be. Basically, you want to raise that level, that you want to raise that bar as well too, right?
absolutely.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Cool, cool, cool. I'm looking at the time. I think we spent an hour already. I could keep going, but we got shit to do. So, all right. So you're focused on e-commerce right now. If anybody's looking to learn how to sell on Shopify, Amazon, can you tell us a little bit more about that before we shut this down?
Well, my main focus is Shopify. I don't do any Amazon. I know people who are crushing it with the Amazon, but I just love I love Shopify. The platform is easy to use. You don't have to create crazy websites or a WordPress site and buy plugins and do all this type of stuff. Everything is already ready for you to set up with Shopify. You can start with a 14-day trial, and you can get set up with the store in like an hour.
Sorry to put that. From a user standpoint, what's the difference between Shopify and Amazon? I know Amazon is more popular, but from a user standpoint, like not user as a business person, but the person that's shopping on those platforms, what's the difference?
Honestly, I don't know the difference because I just never tried with Amazon. When I first initially heard about e-commerce, I was at an event and someone told me, hey, there's a way that you can make an extra $100 to $300 per day. I was like, okay, well, what is it? Oh, it's Shopify. So I just dove head first. And I think what people are mostly saying about with Amazon, the difference between Amazon and Shopify, is that with Shopify, when you do get customers and things like that, you are building essentially an email list, pretty much, of your customers that you can retarget over and over again.
Okay.
I think you can't do that with Amazon. Now, I could be wrong with that, but like as far as like some of the videos that I have seen on YouTube, that seems to be the main problem, that people can't retarget their customer list. They can't have access to their customer list because they're just going straight to the Amazon site, as to where you can have that on Shopify easily. And you can export that list to, autoresponder and do all that type of stuff. And you can always continue to remarket new products and things like that from your store to your list. I think that's like the major problem. Not the major problem, but the major difference.
That's major for a small 1 man to 5 people type of business, because you want to be able to capitalize on retargeting and milk that traffic. If people are visiting you, they're not going to buy on day one, not sometimes, most of the time. So you definitely want to be able to leverage that, the ability to retarget. So that's a good one. Yeah. So you're teaching that, but also you obviously, from the mentions so far, you're also teaching brand marketing, affiliate marketing, internet marketing. And I'll tell you, that's really what I like about your model right now, because, e-commerce is hot and popping right now. It may disappear. There's one thing that I can basically say it's not going to disappear. It's the same thing I tell people in real estate wholesaling, real estate realtors, whatever. Those things have ups and downs. Recession does happen. The one thing that will not disappear is your brand, being the expert, being the person that brings solution to the table for people.
Right.
Like, it doesn't matter if there's recession, it's just time for your brand to turn to helping people solve that problem when you have built your brand, So that's what I like about what you're doing. And that's the similarity in that's still what keeps us all common, as small businesses. Cool. I like the conversation.
This is fun. I liked it.
Yeah. Cool. We'll probably I'll see what happens. If you like this conversation, because I haven't asked her yet. I haven't asked Linsay yet. So if you liked it and you feel like we should have it at least once a month, give us a thumbs up.
I agree. Thumbs up.
We'll let them decide that. How about that?
I agree. I like that.
All right, cool. Cool. So you know what we do here. So if you're on my channel, you'll see the link in the description box. Go download my book absolutely for free. It's Empire Lifestyle Secrets. It's absolutely for free. It's a book you need to read 10 to 15 times. And if you don't, it will hurt. That's all I can say about that. All right. Talk soon. Bye now.
Bye.
Attention real estate wholesalers. No one, and I repeat, no one is sharing any real strategies. They all teach stuff that doesn't work, such as driving for dollars, knocking on doors, posting fake listings on Craigslist. Total waste of your time. Inside my Empire Lifestyle Secret, you will discover 7 marketing ideas to get deals chasing you. These are better ways, and you can have access in about 30 seconds. Click the link in the description box below, or you can go to www.myempirepro.com/freebook to have instant access. Okay, let's go. Just click right now.